Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Kadz. It has been a hot minute. Let me tell you, it has been a really hot minute. I have been extremely busy. Pratt has been extremely busy, and so we haven't been able to post or put out content as we normally would, and I find that it is really affecting my channel. First of all, there are a few people unsubscribing, that's fine, and I am still doing Kadz LLC, so I never go back on my word. I didn't betray y'all and decide to quit my real job or my 9 to 5 and decide to work somewhere else. No, that's not the case. I am now trying to be more consistent with YouTube, as was my 2021 promise. As I said before, we have been extremely busy, and I felt like I needed to come on here and say something to y'all. March has been really hectic. March was hectic. We're in April now. Yeah, now I'm in April, and I'm like, listen, I got to find time for my people. So in the last video that I did, well, the video before that, I did a giveaway and someone won the painting. So the winner of the painting is Carrie and my friend through YouTube, through you guys. Carrie, subscribe to the channel. I don't know Carrie in person, but Carrie and I, she reached out to me on Instagram, every now and then, and we have good conversations and so forth. So she was the first person to go into Instagram on my DM, because I had someone else message me on WhatsApp, and unfortunately, because that was not the rule of the game, Carrie Ann was the person who won. I am adding something special on it, Carrie, because as one of my subscribers, you are special to me. So big up yourself, Carrie Ann. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a faithful subscriber. Thank you for always encouraging me, and thank you, always for your kind words and prayers and all those lovely things. So congrats, Carrie. Round of applause for Carrie. So that's that. I am not painting today. I don't have the tools to paint today, but that was a little update. And then I wanted to talk about something that is really sensitive. I don't even know how to address it, but I feel like it is necessary for me to say something. So in the last month, in the last couple of weeks, we've been having a lot of cases of gender-based violence. The one that has caused most outrage recently was with 20-year-old Kadz Jackson, and everybody has their own opinions and everybody has everything that they need to say, but the fact of the matter is this young lady was murdered, and it is really, really sad. Really, really sad at such a young age. I mean, we all remember when we were 19 and 20 years old. Just having this outlook on life, everything that you want to accomplish in life, and her life was unfortunately cut short. I am happy that they were able to find the suspect, but in the same breath, finding the suspect does not give Kadz back her life. And based on some of the responses that we got from this situation, it made me look into my life. I have never come close to that situation, but I have had encounters with the police officer, when they kind of discriminate against you. Because I remember when Kadz's mother came on TV and she said, they went to report her missing to the police, and it's like they have this nonchalant attitude. No, I have been, I want to put this together well, because don't stress. I have had to go to the police on the account of being threatened by an ex, a spouse, right? Not my current spouse, but an ex. So in the situation, the scenario, let me create a scenario for you. I may never have no kind of inclination for come telling them my business, but I will not be calling any names. I will not be outing anybody, but this is a situation that happened, and this is my truth, and I don't think that this one situation defines who the person is as a whole. However, he was not right to do what he did. this person and he was my first. We were dating we were together for 5 to 7 years, on and off in the last 2. In about the 5th year of the relationship, he, was unfaithful and he got someone pregnant. Now, the moment you find out that somebody gets somebody pregnant, me gone. Right? So I did everything that I needed to do. I changed my numbers, I changed my locks, me do, like I say, my done. At that point, close to the time when the baby was going to be born, I decided, me really actually can't deal with this. So I quit my job. I'm gonna take myself. I'm gonna go foreign for a couple months and try and recuperate and rejuvenate. However, these men, some of these men don't believe that you're supposed to move on. No matter what them do, they're not think say you're supposed to move on and enjoy your life. They're not feel so. So he reached out to me by email. Long story short, we started communicating again and we started somewhat reconnecting. Now, I cannot tell you how to live your life, but at that point in my life, I was not yet healed. I did not give myself time to heal from what he did or what the relationship caused for me before me even reach the point where I got for him. When I change my number, right? I'm change my locks, tell them to look here, you walked past this relationship when you decided that you're gonna get somebody else pregnant. It's done for me. This guy, I know some of you know him, but this is my truth, and most of you probably don't know, but this is my truth, and I feel like it's time for us to not say or not have it in our business, but at times we stop being silent about this situation, because we do have manipulative, narcissistic, not necessarily physically abusive, but emotionally abusive people around us, and when they trample on our emotions or they trample on us in some sort of way, our self-esteems are so broken down that we are unable to recognize who we are and really and truly find value in ourselves to pick ourselves up and move away from that situation. It's so easy for you from the outside to look in and say that why you leave this person or why you leave this situation, and we don't realize how much or how manipulated this person is. Their self-esteem is so low, they're so abused to the point where they can't leave the situation because they don't know nothing else. And outside of that, outside of saying that, don't blame the victim for staying in the situation. And having matured from that situation, I have realized that it's only people who are hurting so much that are able to hurt people to that magnitude. Some of them don't recognize the kind of trauma what they go through and they project it on other people. Only hurt people hurt people. No matter how much hurt I have gone through for myself, I don't put myself in a situation where I know that I will hurt somebody else. I'm gonna move from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next, without going through the necessary healing process, because I know what that can do to me and I know what it can do to the other person. So that is what I do for myself. That recommended. I mean, we all hurt people, but some hurt just out there. Understand? So this guy, used to stop me, when I come from work, because I don't drive. So when I was coming from work, I was working at Freeport or Free Zone at the time. So we take the staff bus coming down, and he knows exactly where the staff bus would let us off, and he knows exactly where I walk. So he would plant himself near my taxi stand, and when I noticed that, alright, him start planting himself on the taxi stand for me. He would just leave work at a certain time, plant himself wherever I walk up, and by the time I'm walking, I see him. One day, I've never acknowledged him. One day, I just continue to walk, I'm not acknowledging him, and he started calling me. I remember for a walk, and he called me low downtown, and I said, I continue to walk because one day I already know the kind of situation. The guy ran me down in my bed. Run me down and stop me and said, you didn't hear me call it, why is it that you don't answer me? I said, dude, man, can you just leave me be? It don't cute, just leave me alone. But anyway, after that, I said, I have to leave from the situation. So I went overseas, we reconnected, back to the story now. Reconnected somewhat. And then when I came back to Jamaica, we still communicate. I realized, alright, it's not going nowhere. So this was my first relationship. So I didn't really understand certain things. He was using his little manipulative ways to, to try and keep it cordial or friendly. And I don't know if he realizes that it's manipulative, but it actually is. You want to keep somebody where you want them. You want to have them where you want them. So you do any little thing or any little tricks to keep them where you want them. That is manipulation. Anytime you're going to alter your behavior to change somebody's behavior, that is manipulation. So he was all friendly, he was all cordial, and I thought that, okay, you just want to be friends, or yeah, you just wanted to be friends, whatever that was, because he was still with or living or now living with his baby mother. So I said, alright, maybe baby born, live with the baby mother. So I said, alright, maybe it's just friendly, or the way that he would put it is that, in this situation until we can get out. Anyway, after being home back in Jamaica, I start work again, and I've been, a couple months in, I say, alright, I can start dating now. So a friend of mine introduced me to a friend of hers. She took a picture, we were somewhere, and she would take a selfie and she posted, and the person started saying, interest. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Me not date nobody, me not attached to nobody, I can use a friend. I started, we exchanged numbers, started talking to this person. This person and I, we just went on one date, never reached nowhere. And it's okay to date. Anyway, so this one night now, after talking to this person, he lived in a different part, but he was in Montego Bay at the time, and we had talked, and so for instance, I'd like to meet you. I'm like, okay, sure. When you just start talking to somebody and not talk for hours and hours and hours. And I said, alright, we can go out on a date. So I met him before, picked me up at work, dropped me home, and then for the date, now he come pick me up and drop me home. Now we had a good time on this date. Let's say I got home around 10. By 11 o'clock, guess who is at my door? The ex. Now remember, somebody told us that the ex lived with the baby mother, right? The ex is at my door. But before I go on a date, the ex called me, or he was texting me and I said, we can go flex later. I'm like, no, we can't flex. I have something to do, I'm going out. So he asked me, who may I go out with? And I'm like, somebody that I know. No, not somebody that you know. So now he video call me and asked me if it's a date. And I said, yes, it's a date. He said, alright, Kadz, cool. I'm gonna hear back from him. At 11 o'clock, come now, he show up on the door. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy. Now the way how my apartment is set up, the gate was really far from my door, and he said, "I really want to talk to me." Silly me, let him in. My man come in and he must sweat and he must go on him like he must sweat and he must blow down and he must say, "Why you do this to me, man? What me do to you, dude?" I'm like, "What did I do to you?" And he must say, "A jealous man will do anything in a Kadz." Okay, well, you have somewhere to be, so you can go. And I think that same night he left. It was this or was around the same time my sister was getting married. So the following day, I went to get my hair done, and then I go collect my dress because I was the maid of honor, of course. Went to collect my dress and we had a dress rehearsal. When I was coming from my friend's house, and I get ready, Mr. The ex, he's like, "We need to talk to me." I have somewhere to go. We need to catch one taxi to get where I need to go. And he's like, "Okay, I'll drop you." Because I was running so late, he dropped me. I'm like, "Please don't let my parents here because this is nothing." Okay, so he dropped me. The night I come back home now, I was at my other friend's apartment and he called me and he said, "I'm outside, can we talk?" What is it that you want to talk about, right? What you want to talk about? We've had this conversation long already. My friend said, "Kadz, go and go talk to him and hear what I have to say." I said, "Yeah, sure." She said, "Yes." When I went down there, he was standing outside. So I said, "What is it that you want to talk about?" "No, you don't want to stand up outside. I think we can have the conversation outside." So we went in. He said, "What is it?" This guy took my keys. I said, "What is it? He sit down and take my keys. And then he said, His exact words were, "Them something here make man kill woman." I'm like, oh, so you're gonna kill me? You're gonna kill me because I'm dating somebody? You're gonna kill me because of that? What is it about this man? What is it about this man? And I said, what do you mean? What is that? You have a whole family, you have a whole other life, a whole family that I am not a part of. Yeah, this not healthy, right? This not healthy. So he said that, took my keys and said, all right, you need to go. You're not. He said, I'm staying here tonight. I said, no, you're not staying here tonight. You need to leave. He took my cell phone and plug out my house phone and said, me now get to call nobody. I'm gonna leave because I have to stop talking to the guy. I'm like, okay, no, this is not what I expected. No, this is somebody I've known for the majority of my adult years at the time, or thought I knew. And in that moment, the way women they look on me and the way women they behave, that was something totally different. I mean, say like, yeah, this guy could kill me. This guy would really and truly kill me. So I just stand up beside the knife. Then like, if you try something, me I go try something too, because it's why we have to go down tussling. And that he never tried anything. Anyway. After that whole debacle, he ended up leaving. My cousin messaged me. My cousin saw his car and she messaged me and she was like, Kadz, you cannot talk to ex and you date somebody. So I'm like, girl, if you only knew what just happened. And then I invite this youth up here, him just show up and blah 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 blah. And she said, good God Almighty, he couldn't kill you in there and we wouldn't know. Nobody wouldn't know because them see him come there. Nobody really in a people business. So they're like, really the man and woman business. The following day, I was really, really shaken up. Like, I'm very, very, very traumatized. I don't think I slept good that night. And as daylight, I go down to the police station. I don't really want to say this out on YouTube, but I don't really like police. I say it. At least the police in Jamaica, unfortunately, look like I say, they know what the term to serve means. So I went to the police station. I think I had work at 7 in the morning, so I had to be there at 6:30. I was interrogated, or I reported the matter to a female police officer. And here what the police officer said to me. So miss, you tell me, say this man move on with his life and he must stalk you. He went up on me last night and I told you what he said. He threatened me. He said them are things that this is why man kill woman. No, I'm going to take that as a threat. So I am going to act on it. Because if anything should happen to me, right? She said to me, yeah, and him still a talk, like you give him sexual favors. I'm like, wait. Is this the system that is supposed to protect me? I'm coming to you to report the situation, and it don't matter if, listen, I know how it can be and the domestic issues here, but every kind of report should be taken seriously. Many business kind of always talk about say, oh man can report a man and then say man come bail them. That should be the business of the people in the relationship. If somebody come to you as a worried citizen, as a scared citizen, and then come to you and report a matter, you are not in the position to victim blame them. You should not be victim blaming or victim shaming them. Anyway, so after she done with her whole debacle, another gentleman came and he took the report and he was so much nicer. And I said, like, the system's supposed to protect, and that is why a lot of women go missing. That is why a lot of women don't report certain situations, because of the police system, the policing system. I know a few policemen or police officers who take them work serious, but for the majority of the force, that is not the case. Anyway, they call the gentleman and they warned him not to come to my house. He was supposed to be on the bottom of the hill. Him not supposed to come near which apartment. They're not supposed to be seen near me, because if anything should happen to me, he is the one that is responsible. Why this dude called me immediately after, then called him and I thought, oh, you should do this to me. He sent no message, but I know I have hurt you multiple times in the past, but this is not warranted. You see how man say? Like, I honestly believe that this gentleman did not know the extent of, like, me not pick up pain, but me feel like say, people really and truly need to sit down and they do introspection, self-reflection, and really look into themselves and figure out, like, how am I serving this person in this situation? Not every situation should be about what I can get from this scenario. When you're looking at a job, when you're in a relationship, when you are, joining an organization, be it the church, be it one club or society, what can I contribute to this relationship? What can I contribute to this scenario? Stop thinking about what can you get from it. I'm a really and truly think that this young man has a problem. Has a problem, and I will not go in depth in this video, but if you guys want to know more, I can do that in another video. But yeah, really and truly, it's just like really sad how these situations go. And my situation could have been far worse. Like, Uno couldn't know me. Could have been that Uno I would have just been another statistic, because it only take one thought in the mind for you to act on it. I think we are evil by nature, and most of us are groomed to be better people. I honestly believe that, because we have animal animalistic tendencies. Because we're right to influence, like, who give him the right? I'm not supposed to move on with my life. And as I have matured, and as I have grown, and as I have allowed myself to learn more and evolve over the years, I have realized that this situation was not serving me any at all. And as much as how there were good moments, I mean, overall, I was not myself, for one. Yeah, I was not encouraged to be myself. Kadeen, as I knew before that situation, was stripped from me, and I was, playing. I'm not play, but I don't know. I really don't know. After that whole debacle with the police, my youth started sending roses to my workplace. There's the people who, in my uniform, asked them if they know me, and I said message, tell her I said I love her. He would call every single day. When people in work phone, like, just to keep himself on my mind. And that's how narcissistic people work. Manipulative narcissistic people work. And to this day, he wants us to have a friendship, and I don't see what. First of all, I'm gonna say why exes should be friends, because no, not immediately, no. I see where people become friends with their exes after 20 years, but me not see why people need to be friends with their exes. Me not like it, I don't like it. Like, what may I go talk about? May I talk about your new relationship, you go talk about mine? What am I going to talk about with you? Why is it that me need to talk to you? I want to spend time, I talk to my new spouse, and I have good conversations with my spouse, and I have, becoming friends with my spouse, and finding new friendships and pouring into myself. Why do I need to talk to you? Why do I need to have, I mean, it's not a case of malice or hatred, because I've healed from that situation, I know. Because if I see you, I'm going to be like, hi, bye. But for the most part, I don't see why I need to take up my phone and message and say, hey, how are you doing? Or hi, or call you, hey, I don't see why necessarily you have a whole support system over there, so we can do that for you. I don't see why I need to do it with you. Honestly, if it is that we had children together, which thank God we don't, then yeah, of course I need to communicate for that reason if you're a good parent. But otherwise, no. But I honestly wish him the best, and I hope that he has found healing, and I hope that he has found happiness, and I hope that he has found himself. But I'm just showing you how easy it is for a situation to go left. Like, when you can't think everything fine and dandy right now, and then everything gone left, and you're like, you can't even respond because unfortunately you did. And then, we also need to take into consideration battered spouse syndrome, which a lot of women in Jamaica suffer from. You have Stockholm syndrome, where the victim starts to fall in love or, develop feelings for their abuser. But that I like, a kidnapping situation. But then there is battered spouse syndrome or battered wife syndrome or whatever you want to name, but you can Google it. In a relationship, one spouse starts to become abusive, and because of the manipulation and the everything that is planted on you, and manipulation comes with guilt, with shame, all that kind of stuff there. And we can always look at a situation and say, why shouldn't I left the man? Chances are, honey, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with the man taking care of her, taking care of the children, and putting a roof over her head. Majority of the times it's psychological. Majority of the times these women, are so far from themselves that they can't recognize what they need to do to leave this situation. And I think the more we educate ourselves and the more we educate the population, then the better it is for us to understand rather than to judge a person who is going through this, because we who never go through it can't say anything. We can't say, why not left, why not this, why not get up on it, but you don't know until your foot in that slippers there. Another thing I wanted to say is I'm not seeing where the government is doing a lot to, to punish these people who are guilty of gender-based violence. And why is it that the focus is always on the victims and what the victims could have done to prevent this? Why are you not growing up boy picking them to be decent young people in the world rather than for the tell? I forgot to do one part 2 every day because it's very long already. But why is it that we don't focus on training proper, decent young men rather than say, young girls, protect yourself, do this? Yes, of course you can protect yourself. I'm not saying that you should go out there and be naive and think that the world is full of roses and butterflies and pixies and all these things that are nice. No. But if you're in the position to groom your child and you have a boy picnic, why is it that you don't focus on making that child be better? Why not try and raise better young men? Men are not emotionally intelligent as far as I'm concerned, majority of them. Why is it that we not try and help our young men learn how to express their emotions in a way that is healthy? Them don't know how to express themselves when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're angry, when they're in love. They don't know how to express any of their emotions because from them little, you're a man should tough up and no. Tell them, talk through their feelings. Let them know how to communicate properly through their feelings. Let them know how to control their emotions when they're angry. Let them know, say it is okay to cry, because it is. It is, and it all starts from the home. But back to the point of the government, and I'm not talking about JLP or PNP, I'm just talking about whosoever the government. I'm not talking about whichever party. I feel like people in influential roles, people who are in the roles who can make a change, who have the ability to make a change, should try to make a change, and they're not doing it. And why? I believe if it is that one of them should come out and speak out against this, in my honest opinion, I believe that it's going to open a can of worms, because chances are they're probably guilty of rape, sexual abuse, sexual assault. Yeah, they're probably guilty of all of that too, and probably that is why most of their mouths are being kept shut. But Horace Chang did come out and say something, and I am in agreement with him. Say if majority of the men in society would adopt the behaviors of the Rastafarian culture, who treat their women as queens, then, my friends, people would respect their women more. And I concur. I agree with you, Horace Chang. Me not look at the whole religion thing with Christianity and everything, but based on what is based on what the religion teaches, we don't know what the religion teaches. Basically, women should be seen and not heard. So men think that it's okay to do whatever they want to do with us. But I hope that we do better. So to us millennials and Gen Z, yeah, the new set of people, then it's up to us to make the change. It's up to us to do what is necessary and right for the future of our nations. And this is not a Jamaica problem, this is a worldwide problem. So we have to do better. We have to do better. We have to be better. We have to do better and be better. And until we are able to do better and be better, the place now go better. So that's all I have to say for today, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you for having a sip of wine with Kadz, and do have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope that you guys had a wonderful Easter break. I was active over the Easter holiday, and I'm grateful for that because, you know, with this whole lockdown business, it can get tough on the mind. And so I was very active over the weekend, and I'm grateful for that. And I know a lot of persons are not doing well with the lockdown, you know, persons who go through depression, anxiety, persons who are in situations like that I just, you know, went on and on about, you know, people who they suffer from domestic violence, domestic abuse in any sort of way. My heart goes out to you, and I hope that you can find peace. And if it is that you're going through depression and anxiety, personality disorders like those, and bipolar and those kind of stuff, I would encourage you, you know, try to read more, write out your thoughts more, you know, whatever it is that comes to your mind. You know, get an exercise book, journal your thoughts, empty your mind, beginning of the day, set your goals for the day. Because even if you're under lockdown, you can still be productive. You know, set your objectives for the day, set your goals for the day, and at the end of the day, journal whatever happened throughout the day, and also journal your thoughts, because that allows you to empty your mind, and that allows you, you know, to be in a better and healthier mental state. And yeah, my heart really goes out to you. I hope this lockdown don't last for the rest of the year, but that's another thing. And while you're in lockdown, please binge watch Wine with Kadz. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video with a friend, and subscribe. This was a really long one. I will see you guys soon. Bye.